Vinyl Community, it's Mike here, and today's video is for Richard. That's Richard's Vinyl Tap House, and Richard is celebrating a landmark in the vinyl community. He's just passed 1 year of making vinyl community videos, and he wants to celebrate the vinyl community in general. So what he did in his video is he showed 5 albums that had been inspired by other members of the vinyl community. So all records that may or may not have ended up in his collection anyway, but he saw them on other people's channels and thought, yeah, I'll give that a listen, like what he heard, and went out and bought them. So he wants us to do the same. So I've been influenced by so much stuff over the years by all you guys out there in the vinyl community. So this is just scratching the surface, really. So I'll start off with my friend Morten. That's Morten Astad, and Morten's over in Oslo, and I'm sure you know him. Morten makes loads and loads of videos, and the thing I like best about his videos is he gets out and about in Norway and Sweden sometimes, or Denmark, and he shows us the sights and you know, the lovely landscapes. But he also shows some great records, of course. And from time to time, he shows stuff that I know absolutely nothing about, artists that I just don't know. And I think, yeah, they could be the sort of thing that that I could go for, have a listen. And then I think, yeah, that's great. I'll go and buy it. And the artist I want to show here is a Norwegian singer-songwriter. And she's called Aurora. And this is her album, What Happened to the Heart, and it's her latest album. And she's from Stavanger in Norway. And her music, I suppose, you describe her as a pop singer, really. You know, this is Norwegian pop, but it's absolutely lovely. She's got one of those voices that, you know, once you hear it, you become quite sort of captivated, and I was, and yeah. So I went out and bought this album. I think this is about a sort of 4th or 5th album, and it's absolutely wonderful. And it's Aurora from Norway, recommended by Morten from Norway. Right. So next one. Now, people in the States, you might be quite surprised that this is an artist I didn't know anything about her until about a year or so ago, probably about 18 months ago now, I think it was. When Michael, that's Michael Ricefields Records, an American guy who lives in Tokyo, he was talking about this singer and said she's absolutely wonderful. You'd really like her, Mike. So I went out, you know, had a listen to her back catalogue and thought, yeah, this is great. So a little while later, speaking to Michael again, and said, yeah, I think she's really, really lovely. I'm going to have to get some of her records. And the singer in question is Laura Nyro. And now Laura Nyro in the 60s and 70s in the States was, I think, absolutely huge. But she didn't really make a mark in the United Kingdom. And after listening to her, I just can't understand why. Anyway, I thought I need to get some Laura Nyro. But about a month after I said I really liked her, I got an unexpected package from another Mike in the vinyl community. And this time it's Berkshire Mike. And in the package were 4 Laura Nyro albums. So there you go. So this is the first one. This is called Christmas and the Beat of Sweat, and it's an album from 1970, and it's absolutely wonderful on the CBS label. It's got one of these sort of inners that I like that advertise other records from the label. So he sent me that. He also sent me this, Laura Nyro, First Songs. Now, First Songs, this is a 1969 reissue of 1967 debut album, apparently. And again, it's absolutely fantastic. She's a lovely, you know, singer-songwriter. Is Laura Nyro. Unfortunately, she died of cancer, and she was only in her 40s. So you know, she's a sort of great loss to the world of music, I think. So that was the second one. And he sent me a third, and this one is a collaboration with LaBelle, and it's called "Gonna Take a Miracle," and this album is from 1971, and there you go. That's LaBelle on the back, and again, absolutely lovely album, and again, got one of those inners. Recommending various greatest hits albums on the CBS label. And finally, a fourth Laura Nyro album, and this is my favourite one, and this is from 1976, and it's called Smile. So there you go. So thank you, Michael, for recommending Laura Nyro to me, and thank you again, Mike, for sending me 4 Laura Nyro albums. So that was really nice. So this just shows you what a wonderful thing the vinyl community can be. Right, next off, big mate of mine, and that's Nick. Nick's Vinyl Butty. Now, those of you that know Nick know that he's very much into ska and reggae, and he's been very sort of kind to me, sort of like really kind of showing me sort of what I really should be listening to in the world of ska and reggae, because although, you know, back in the late 70s, on the back of sort of Madness and Specials and various other bands, I was listening to a lot of ska, a lot of reggae. I kind of stopped buying this stuff, and because Nick was always talking about it, I decided that I really need to get, you know, some more ska, some more reggae, and he recommended an album to me, and this album is by Rhoda Dakar, and Rhoda was was a singer in the Body Snatchers, and then also later in Special, AKA, and this is her album from I think it was just last year, was it? No, 2023, and it's called Version Girl, and it's got various covers of some really great songs. So you've got Stop Your Sobbing, Every Day's Like Sunday, What a Wonderful World, that's an absolutely brilliant cover. Hanging Round, Song to the Siren, The Man Who Sold the World even is on here. So yeah, As Tear Goes By, Love Hurts, Peace, Love and Understanding. And there you go. And I managed to pick up a signed copy of it. I picked it up at a record fair. I didn't think I'd get it, and it was just there one Saturday morning in Leeds, waiting for me to come and buy it. So there you go. So that's a nice bit of ska from Rhoda Dakar, and it was recommended to me by Nick's Vinyl Butty. Right, now something completely different. Now my best folk buddy, and that's Romuald, French vinyl addict, sent me a WhatsApp about a month or so ago, saying, Mike, you really need to listen to this French folk album. And I did, and it's wonderful. And I've now well and truly sort of gone down the rabbit hole of French folk music. I suppose, what would it be? Terrier de Lapin. It's probably the French word for rabbit hole, or I could have just told you what my favourite dog is. I really don't know. But anyway, this is the album. Lovely artwork. It's a band called Tartan de Clou, and the album is called Compte les Dents, and there you go. And it's 3 singers, and their 3-part harmonies are absolutely wonderful. This is music that's largely unaccompanied, but they're, as I say, the harmonies are absolutely absolutely brilliant. They're unique. They're unique. This band, absolutely, absolutely lovely. And if I see anything else by this band, I will certainly pick them up. And I also bought another French folk album the other day that was recommended to me by another member of the French vinyl community who's a friend of Ramond's. But I won't show that here because I haven't really listened to it yet in any great detail. So I'll include it in a different video later on. Right, so that's four people. So thank you very much, Ramond, French Vinyl Addict, for recommending that to me. Now, you know, in Australia, they've got all sorts of weird and wonderful wildlife that you don't get anywhere else. You've got koalas, you've got wallabies, you've got kangaroos, you've got possums, you've got wombats, and then you've got spiders as big as dinner plates, haven't you? So all this it's wildlife, but it's not like wildlife anywhere else in the world. And I think the same can be said about Australian music. And the guy who is a real go-to if you want to get into uh, Australian music, particularly punk and garage, that guy is Ben Rankins. Now, Ben and I have very similar musical tastes. We like punk, post-punk, we like a bit of psych, we like a bit of garage. But our record collections are very different because him growing up in Australia, it's just completely different bands that didn't really, make it away from the continent of Australia. And now, of course, with the internet and everything, and particularly with the vinyl community, you can get to appreciate music from wherever in the world. And Ben has recommended so much stuff to me over the last 2 or 3 years. And I'll show two albums. The first one is a garage punk band from Melbourne, and this is their album from 2023, and it's called New Vietnam Singles. And what it is, it's a compilation of their debut EP, which was New Vietnam, and some of the early singles. And the first album that he showed, I think, that I went out and bought by them was an album called Taken by Force, which is an absolutely fantastic bit of garage punk. These guys really know what they're doing. And there are so many absolutely brilliant bands from Australia that I just haven't heard before. And now I'm really getting into this stuff, and it's costing me an awful lot of money. And talking about spending a lot of money, uh, there's another band, a band I'd heard of, I knew about, but I didn't really appreciate them. And that's King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard. And this is an album with another group called Mild High Club, and it's called Sketches of Brunswick East. And King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard are probably the most prolific band in the world. I mean, I think their latest studio album is their 27th, and they haven't been going that long really. And on top of the multitude of studio albums, there are all sorts of live albums. I mean, it seems to me that every time they play a gig, it gets recorded and put onto vinyl. So, if you want to be a completist with King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard, you need to have very deep pockets, I think. But they're a lovely band. Every album is a little bit different, but they tend to be a bit psyche, a bit metal, a bit punky, and yeah, their albums are just wonderful. So thank you very much, Ben, for recommending King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard amongst others. So that's my five recommendations from the vinyl community, and I'll leave a link to Richard's channel. So go over there and support him if you don't already. And until next time, I'll say bye. So bye then, bye.